Isolation is the separation from any and all living things, including oneself. When someone is truly isolated from reality, they are maybe physically here, but they're not mentally here. Being truly isolated is being disconnected from what makes people people.
The way I felt isolation is different from the way you feel isolation, the way a person up there on that mountain feels isolation.
There's kind of a profound sense of loneliness in that.
Get rid of all the noise when everything is just compounding down onto you constantly. The annoyances of the world, the ills of the world, the worries. Sometimes it's nice to just sit on a nice serene field and shut everything out.
When I first got to America, I was very mentally and physically isolated, but once I got to learn more English, I felt more, mentally isolated because I didn't think people really saw me.
I grew up as an only child to a single parent, so there were often days where I was very much alone, and I also grew up deep in kind of the mountains, and it was a little bit challenging maybe to get to a bigger city. It sometimes felt a little lonely being in that isolation.
Going into 2020, the whole pandemic hit, I was just so lonely. I would just sit in my room day after day and just do nothing. I would just lay in bed, and at a certain point I was like, is this all that there is to life?
I had a stroke 10 years ago that caused me to lose control of the left side of my body. And so I went from working 40, 50 hours a week to, 6 weeks in the hospital. Then about 3 months after the stroke, I started getting seizures from the scar tissue, so I couldn't drive anymore.
Fire, internal fire that burns you out from your passions, your creativity, your goals.
It makes you feel like a shell of yourself. You can see the frame, but it's just like an empty...
Different states, and so every time you move, there's kind of this isolation if you don't know a lot of people who are there, or even if
it's very odd because I still got to see a lot of people, but I didn't get to go do a lot of things. Kind of starts to wear on you.
To be isolated and think it's a bad thing, and slowly move away from your friends and hate.
I lost a lot of the people that I would call my closest friends in that time. Just
I feel like a lot of people would say isolation is more when they physically aren't around other people, and I feel like a lot of people are affected by not having that physical companionship. They feel most companionship, like over a screen, is very superficial. The superficiality of it all is just a component of the isolation, they would call it. I would call it solitude.
Isolation can be a bad thing, but it's only a bad thing if you let it control you. Isolation can also be a good thing.
I definitely feared it. I was definitely afraid of being alone. But now I see the beauty in it.
Looking at isolation in parts of my life as a compartmentalized tool for collecting myself, to getting myself back together, can be a very useful thing.
Taking those time to really get to know myself and be on my own, I think has helped me figure out how I get to where I want to go and how I am working every day in pursuit of those values.
I don't know. Just makes me think of sitting in the middle of the sky, just, surrounded by nothing, looking up into the open air.
I feel like understanding yourself is the biggest tool to get to the point where isolation can start becoming more and more and more null and void, to the point where you see